When people tell me that they work hard, I sit back and I'm like, what do you do? They're like, oh, well, I work for such and such. Typically like another 9 to 5, Walmart, Best Buy. And mind you, I'm not doing this video knocking anybody who works or has a 9 to 5. I mean, make your money. You got to pay your bills somehow. But I find it funny when people say that they just work hard. Like, oh my God, I work so hard and I get nothing. I work so hard and I get nothing. I'm like, it's them putting that idea in your mind that you're working hard, but truly you're not really working hard. You're just slaving enough to not get paid enough. You're slaving hard to not get paid enough. That's the truth. I mean, you just have to look at how society has really not changed much from back in the day to nowadays. I mean, people are still working for people for short change. But we all realize that as life goes on and as life gets either better or more advanced, there's things that we either need or there's definitely things that we want that we would like to upgrade our lives and have. So when you think about it, it's like so many people say that you have to have a job. Like you absolutely have to have a job to secure your financial future. But I'm seeing people who get jobs now who dedicate their whole entire lives to that by the time that they get close to anything like a 401k or anything close to like a retirement or whatnot, they get dropped. They get cut from their job just because it's not theirs or just because they don't have no kind of independence with that company to keep that position. Now, you have the typical people that go out and, they put law cases on jobs. They want to sue them for getting rid of them, or people just go ahead and just file for unemployment. You know what I'm saying? Just because, and not deal with the whole, drama and everything from being let go. But it's like, why even risk that? Why even be okay with that? Because I actually do know people who are like, T, it's all good. I mean, I'd rather work a 9 to 5 and everything. And hey, if something happens, there is always unemployment. I mean, why be in that state of mind? I mean, sure, unemployment is a way to keep some kind of money coming and flowing in. I understand that. But it's like, why limit yourself to just the things that can be given to you from the system? Because isn't it not already the system that has you in this rut? Isn't it already the job that you work so hard for, supposedly, that is putting you in a bind every month or every other week to pay bills, pay rent, buy diapers, or Lord knows what? So why still stick to the system? I mean, I still know people who worked a long time and can't even get unemployment. Just because of Lord knows what, because of notes being put in their employment file. I mean, it gets ridiculous on what these other jobs can really do. So when I do these videos and when I really talk about, how to not be so caught up into that, like, I'm really serious, because it's like, you need a plan B. You need a plan B way just in case if something just shuts down on you. It's kind of like being at a concert and the lights just go off and there's no, and there's no way to turn the lights back on. Therefore, you're just kind of sitting there in the dark, left with nothing. Like, what do I do? It's one of those things, or even more examples you could come up with. But more for money and more for about establishing your future. I mean, you just got to think, you always got to think ahead with money and with faith. You always have to. Because while other people are getting so caught up in the same system, being in a struggling situation, being broke all the time or feeling broke all the time. Because honestly, if you at least have $1 to your name, you're not broke. You're just struggling. So whether you're struggling all the time or you're flat broke literally with nothing, but you always find yourself to try to, lead yourself more into that trap. You got to wake up eventually. You got to wake up eventually and notice that you were built to be so powerful. You were built to make as much money as you wanted to. Your state of mind is literally what attracts what comes into your life. So if you want to keep on working these 9 to 5 jobs, if you want to keep making things, let's say harder for your body by working for bosses all the time, then you're only going to keep attracting that kind of money in your life. That's the thing. If you want big balling or big business or big corporation type money, you need to be in the mindset and doing things in the actions of making big ballin', big corporation, and, big types of money stuff. You need to be doing things like that. Not dedicating your time and all your time to, flipping burgers all day. I know people right now who don't get so many hours working at restaurants and stuff like that, that they beg their bosses right now to get extra income just so that they can make, so that they can make ends meet on their bills. I mean, think about it. When you have to come down to the point where you have to beg your boss or beg your company for more, it's like, why? Isn't the whole idea of jobs or working to already be in your future home, future dream car? Like, that's what that's what I want to ask everybody that thinks that 9-to-5s are just so great. Like, if 9-to-5s are just so great, you tell me the last time that you actually bought your dream car. And I don't mean your first car or your car that that was nice but not exactly up to what you thought about. I mean your dream car, that car that you dream about all the time, that's a Lamborghini or anything that's high. That's what I want to know. Because see, so many people put so high praise into these jobs, but you will not find out one of these people nowadays working a McDonald's job and only a McDonald's job, driving or living their luxury, driving or living their luxury lifestyle. You won't. And that's just because of how things have just changed. But see, as things change, as the system is changing it, you have the power and control to changing your life and to changing your lifestyles, the way that you make money, the way that you do things. You have the power of that, because everybody is getting drawn into being puppets and being, being puppets to the system. That's all that I could, that's how I could really explain it. Don't become a puppet of the system and just dangle along and follow along everything that you just see. Because when you see them saying that a job is the way to make it, you see Bill Gates and people that are big time right now that have their own businesses, that don't work a 9-to-5, that don't flip burgers, that don't, work a register all their life. You see them making all this money. So when they say 9-to-5 is the way to go, hello, realize these people that are not in there making this money. So it's obvious, people. It's obvious, people, that you need to just wake up. You need to wake up and have the reality set in that if you really want something to happen in your life, if you really want something amazing to just change, then you have to be willing to tell yourself, I will make that change and I'll do whatever it takes to get it done. Because you live in this lifestyle right now, or you living even for today. You living today is already living proof that, the Lord or whoever you want to believe in has done enough. You've been given life. Now you've been given time. Use that time wisely to notice what you need, to notice what you want. Because people say time is short or life is short. Well, life is only short if you're living it short. Expand. Live big. Do big. And then you'll realize what could come to you. That's all that I really wanted to say to everybody. Shout outs to the Top This Money team. Shout outs to anybody that's new that's watching this video. Shout out to all the lovers and the haters, because without you both, I wouldn't be able to do any of this and even share all this information and just be as proud as I am to be able to, change as many lives as I can, and to also offer opportunity to people who want it. That's it. That's all that I wanted to say. So I'm just going to keep it at that. I love all you guys. God bless, and stay on the up and up.